everybody. This is the House of Noodle studio, and here I am in the front room. It's quite cold, so I thought it's a good night for an ushanka. And welcome to episode 5 of Tuesday Night Tunes. And tonight we're trying a little experiment. So my dear friend, the wonderful BMX virtuoso Scott Hone has been watching and had the idea of doing a BMX improvisation choreography to my piano pieces tonight. So he's live streaming that from his direct from his front driveway over in Altona, and I'm coming to you from Coburg, and yeah, so he's streaming that on YouTube. So if you want to watch Scott doing his incredible balletic BMX, then there is a link in the event post to his YouTube channel where you can watch that. So yeah, there's bicycle BMX ballet accompanying tonight's piano concert. And yeah, it's not a new thing for us. We had a project which was called Man on a Bike in a Room with a Piano, and it arose from that exact scenario that we used to do quite a lot in downtime when we were touring together and with Circus Oz, and we'd find ourselves in rehearsal rooms or green rooms or stages sort of across the country. And I just improvise on the piano, and Scott would improvise on the bike, and it sort of was a glorious thing to kind of look at the little stories that emerged from his bicycle improvisations as I'd play. So we ended up doing it at White Night Geelong a number of years ago, I think, and this is our experiment in doing it virtually. So the first tune for tonight, it's called Cynthia. It was written for my beautiful friend Cynthia and also my beautiful mum for their birthdays, which are very close. And it's from my album from last year. I think tonight I'm going to give it a second name, which is called Spokey Dokes, because it's a piece of music that always makes me think of the wheels of bikes turning. And when Scott said that he was going to be accompanying tonight's piano concert with some BMX magic, I thought, oh, well, we've got to start with this tune. So Cynthia, aka Spokey Dokes.
Oh, Ania, not yet, I can't hear you.
right, there we go. So that was Cynthia, aka Spooky Dokes, for tonight. And I'm sure Scott was doing all sorts of funky chickens and bunny hops and such in the front. Next step is I'll probably be able to see as well, but tonight I'm just believing that it's happening out there virtually. That tune, incidentally, was written on a Steinway grand piano that was in the basement underneath the floorboards of the Merrygong Theatre in Wollongong, which was this great orchestral sort of storeroom, and there were a couple of beautiful grand pianos in there, and I had a little bit of downtime during a tour there once with Circus Solis, so I holed up at that piano down there and wrote and recorded this song one morning before a show. And speaking of circuses and places that aren't so far from Wollongong, this next one is from a brilliant show by the Fruit Fly Circus called Tempo that premiered in March this year, and went on to do a schools tour, and is a barrel of fun. And the premise is that the orchestra is meant to be coming from overseas, but of course travel restrictions have prevented them from arriving, so the part of the orchestra has to be played by the acrobats of the Fruit Fly Circus, and they all emerge from this giant prop grand piano that's on stage, and everything happens on this piano. There's jumping, there's bouncing, there's backflips, there's trampolines, there's foot juggling, and most of the time all while someone's playing. So if you get a chance to see Tempo, I hope that it will have an outing in Melbourne in the future, because it's a real lot of musical fun and acrobatic fun too. So this is one of the piano tunes from that score, and it's called Riverbend, and it's inspired by time spent up by the majestic, mighty Murray River in Albury, walking along, swimming, jogging, all those things, and just, watching that water flow. So this is the final song for tonight, for Tuesday, and the final spin around the driveway for Scott Hone, who's BMXing via YouTube as we speak and watch and listen. This piece is a new one that I've written, and it's the subject of the image for tonight's event, which is the animation that I made to go with it. And I made it as a birthday present for my mum, who is a wonderful, wonderful, remarkable, beautiful, joyous woman and soul. And she's the daughter of Babunya, who I mentioned in the last episode. So yeah, that definitely runs in the family. And yeah, Mum is someone who just always can see and celebrate and appreciate the joy and the beauty and the curiosity and the humour that there is in the world and in life and just in everything that's around us. So I wanted to write something that would celebrate that. And the inspiration for this piece came from a couple of moments in Rio de Janeiro. Again, I think I'd been there for 3 days and I was field recording, and I went to the botanical gardens, and it was just like stepping into an animated movie kind of magic and wonder. The little butterflies were flittering around everywhere, and the most beautiful birds were calling in the trees. And all this lush tropic vegetation. I thought, gee, I'm just in paradise. And then I walk around the corner, and next thing I hear is this tack, 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 tack sound. And I'm thinking, oh, what's that? And of course, it's little monkeys sitting in the forest cracking nuts on rocks. So overall, just magic and whimsy abounding. And that was similar when we climbed up one of the Sugarloaf Hills, which is where the cable car goes, and beautiful visual landmark of Rio. And similarly, there were butterflies, monkeys and birds galore flittering around. So the composition is called A Floresta, which is the forest or the jungle, and a world of those things. Yes, this is dedicated to my mum, and this will be the last tune for tonight. And I'm sure that Scott is going to save his standing on handlebars trick right for the very end. Okay, Floresta. the forest, a floresta, for my mum, and yeah, that has an animation that accompanies it that's sort of quite inspired by Allegro non troppo, the movie. So once we get back to live performances, I'll add that to my projection concert set. And yeah, so this has been Tuesday Night Tunes episode 5, and a big shout out to Scott Hone. I can't wait to see what wheelies and handlebar spins and upside down and backwards fronts and frontwards from the back and sideways from the other side tricks you've done on your BMX. You can check out that link, I think, in the event page. And thank you so much, anyone, everyone, no one, for watching and listening tonight. And see you next time. Stay safe.